Hey guys, Sethly here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and in today's video we're going to be covering some news about some popular topics among the dedicated in the Apex community. And what I mean by that is, if you know what some of the rare skins are in the game, or if you've been playing since the beginning, then you'll know what skin I'm thinking of when I say the rare skin in the game. It has pretty much become a global symbol of a sweat in Apex, which obviously makes the skin the Wraith Airship Assassin, and it will be one of my speaking points because it is undeniably one of the rarest skins and most definitely the most uncommon Wraith skin. We will also be covering a few other topics of news, like a developer's opinion on the character meta and more specifically Caustic and a potential nerf for him, but let's start with the Wraith skin. So if you didn't know, it's an exclusive version of the Void Specialist skin, which makes it have a price tag of 800 Apex coins and 6.5 thousand legend tokens, totaling a price of $18 cash, give or take the bonus percent you get when you buy in bulk. And it was released the first time ever on June 16th of 2019, back in the beginning of the game's first hype train, but it wasn't much of a big deal, obviously due to the fact that exclusive skins were new, as was the entire game, but a lot of people didn't have any legendaries for characters, let alone enough legend tokens to be able to have enough extra to spend on a basic recolor of a skin that you already had. So don't get me wrong, I think it's a great looking skin and one of my favorites for Wraith. I think it suits her very well, and I even thought this back when I first saw it, but unfortunately I wasn't big brained enough to have it click in my head that Wraith is the most popular legend, so the first exclusive skin for her would likely be rare at some point. But the past is the past, even though I am still a little salty about it. But if you were as ignorant as I was back then about skins, then you and I both probably would have used logical common sense to assume that it would return to the store again in the next couple of months. When I say this thought process is logical, what I mean is that when you think about the fact that Wraith was one of the highest picked legends back then and likely resulted in a lot of profit made from that single recolor, then obviously they should want to release it again. But it's been over a year and we've had no sign of its return. The only silver lining is that we've been told multiple times by developers that exclusive skins won't come back to the store for a minimum of 6 months after their initial release. Now, as far as I know, at this point, the only time they have brought back an exclusive skin back to the store was because they ran out of new exclusives back in Season 1, which obviously they hadn't prepared for, which I doubt will ever happen again. This makes their decision the antithesis of what they should have done to make the most profit possible, at least from my point of view. We do, however, have some news on its return. FrozenFro tweeted saying that he was told Apex brought back an old exclusive and it is the first time a recolor has come back. He then went on to say that he was surprised he hadn't seen anybody talk about it yet. Lastly, he said that this makes him guess that Airship Assassin Wraiths might have a chance, but no, Josh Medina, producer at Respawn, had to come in and ruin all of the fun by just replying LOL in all caps with a gif that makes it clear our hopes and dreams are a joke to him. But in all seriousness, that tweet does seem to be taunting us, acting as a reminder of what could but never will be. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. Do you guys think they should bring the skin back for the nostalgia and to give others a chance to get it, or should they keep it rare and exclusive as the name implies? It's a tough decision for me since I personally don't have the skin, but I also love the idea of having more exclusive, rare, or for lack of better words, OG skins. But let's get right into the next topic. It's an important one. It has to do with the character meta and caustic balancing. It started out with someone on Twitter tweeting at Jason McCord, asking him if the call for a nerf for something that has become really good quote-unquote meta, such as the Havoc or Caustic, always warranted. I've just noticed within this community that the moment something becomes quote-unquote meta, everyone calls for it/the legend to be nerfed, and I don't think that's necessarily what should be done. That would end up with overbalancing. Am I wrong? I get it if something is extremely OP like the charge rifle was when it launched, but the amount of complaining in game chat and other social media platforms like Reddit and YouTube that resulted because they were eliminated by a specific weapon/legend multiple times and then called for a nerf due to the fact that they don't use it/they aren't good with that weapon, I think that it takes the fun out of it all. I just want your honest thoughts here. Although it was a pretty lengthy message of feedback for the developers, it was met with a warm welcome by Jason McCord. He said that the way he sees it, a live game needs to push power around to make each season feel different. Ideally, all legends are balanced, but that's very hard while still keeping them interesting. So we do our best to buff and nerf legends, and that naturally shifts the meta, and I think that's okay. But he continued to say that weapons are not made to be balanced equally, but that doesn't mean some don't get overpowered when we try to push power around to change the meta. We appreciate people posting suggestions when they think something is unfair. It does help in our decisions. Now, Respawn can almost never comment on confirmed future content until it's announced officially, so I'm sure he left out some things he couldn't say, but based on his reply, it seems that they are still deciding on what exactly to adjust to Caustic to make him more in line with the others. But this also means they have not declined the need for a Caustic Nerf, so no matter what, this is good news to me. But speaking of adjusting Legends' abilities and balance, Octane was brought up again in a question that Jason replied to. Someone said that when it comes to Octane in the future, is there going to be changes to cooldowns and percentages, or is there a possibility of a slight rework to abilities? He has already replied a few times to people about Octane's future and some changes coming, yet he hasn't mentioned lower cooldowns, but I'm hoping this is because they've already made a cooldown reduction to his ultimate in Season 5. I covered his previous statements in a recent video, but this time he just replied by saying answer coming soon. He hasn't come back to this tweet yet, so hopefully this means it will be in the next patch, which means it will likely be at 10 AM on Tuesday. I'll make sure to keep you updated on what happens and what it means for Octane, so don't miss out on tomorrow's video. You can do this by simply clicking the sub button below and joining the squad, so make sure to do that if you are brand new to the videos. But one more piece of information I know some of you will find useful was given to us by Jason when someone asked him a question. This guy said that he just wants to know when he phases as Wraith and he's at least a good 2 seconds in the void, how is it possible that he still manages to go down while in the void? This is the first time I've heard of this problem, but according to Jason, this is just a result of really bad lag, and I'm assuming he means on the user's side. So if this is happening to you, then that's why. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that sub button and turn on the notification bell. It's been your boy Sethly, and I'm out.